Sup?
No.
Hi, I'm Eric. This is Grillslingers. If you're not a butcher, this is a great way to learn how to make sausage. We're gonna make it right here with my stuff on my smoker. You just can't come over and use it. Let's do this. So today what we're gonna show you is how to make linguica sausage. Now, linguica sausage, it's a tongue twister. Linguica comes from Portugal, but it is very popular here in California, especially on the Central Coast. It actually is a very common pairing with Santa Maria style tri-tip, which, watch out for that one. So we're gonna show you how to make it from scratch today. We're kind of doing it the easy way. We're using pork butt and pork belly. We're using a whole bunch of seasonings, and then we've got casings. You traditionally do it with hog casings, but we just bought collagen casings to make it a little simpler. So we're gonna go ahead and get our kitchen maid going, and we're gonna show you how the sausage is made. If we're gonna be doing this with the KitchenAid, I would recommend you get the metal food grinder as opposed to the plastic one. It stands up better, does a better job. This is the one we're gonna use. You can also use a standalone grinder if you'd like. Use whatever you got. So, big thing to just make sure your grinder's actually appropriately assembled. Otherwise, you're just gonna have all kinds of issues. So, make sure it's all put together correctly. Ask Manuel, he's in the box. To start, we're going to need our pork belly. So normally you'd use straight pork fat, but kind of hard to find sometimes. So we're gonna use pork belly. I use about, what did I get? About a pound and a half, a little bit more than a pound and a half. We're cutting these down so they fit a little easier inside the grinder. So we've got our pork belly ready to go. We're also gonna take out our pork shoulder. You'll need about 3 to 4 pounds. This is a bigger roast, so we're not gonna use the whole thing. Pretty much, if this is a bone-in roast, kind of just get around that current side bone. We want to cut these into very similar pieces, so maybe a few inches long, a little bit thick. Now for the fat cap on the pork shoulder, we're going to leave that in because we need a lot of fat on this. Go. We get all this good to go. We're gonna go ahead and grind it. So first things first, make sure everything's plugged in. Then you're going to slowly prime this guy. A little bit of your mitt here. And we're gonna go on speed 4. And alternate which cut you're putting in. By the time it gets a little slow, that's when you use the stuff. So we've got all of our meat ground. We're gonna go ahead and set this over here. And next we're gonna get up all of our seasonings. All right, so some of these are gonna be by weight, some of them are gonna be by volume. So we will have the recipe linked in the description below so that you can kind of follow along a little easier. But basically, let's go ahead and just kind of jump in and see what we're adding. So we're going to do 34 grams of kosher salt. You got any triple A's? Alright, so we're going to use 34 grams of salt. We're going to use 6 grams of prog powder, or what you can call Insecure #1. This is not really that critical, but it does give it some of that color. Okay, 6. Now we're going to do 1 tablespoon of white sugar. One tablespoon of regular paprika. Ooh, a little extra. 1 tablespoon of cayenne, the good stuff. Ooh. If I can get it open. We're going to do a teaspoon of smoked paprika. One tablespoon of dried oregano. As the wind blows it all away from the bowl. 1 tablespoon of coarse black pepper. Ten crushed garlic cloves. Give us some time on this one. Alright, so we're gonna mix it. Make sure you don't forget to put in half a cup of dry milk powder, because that will help your sausage bind together. So once we have this all mixed, this is going to go into a freezer for about 30 minutes for it to really kind of bind how all the flavors mesh together. And then we have one last thing that we're going to add to it before we stop it. Here we go, off to the freezer. Alright, so our sausage mix has been chilling in the freezer for a little bit, so we are going to do the last little piece de resistance. We're going to add a half cup of red wine to mix, and then we're going to go ahead and stuff it. So, let me get this open. There we go, and we save the rest for later. We're going to pour that in and mix it again by hand. Ugh, that sound though. Let's put this aside for a second. We're going to go ahead and wrap our casings. So this is a fresh collagen casing. It's not a hog casing. So this does not need to be like soaked in water or anything. If you want to use hog casings, just use the directions on the package. You just stay on the end and just kind of scoot our way up. We're going to load up some of our sausage here. Now that we have our casings primed up, we're going to knot the end of this here. What we're going to do is we're actually going to fill the whole casing. We're going to do a full long length, and then we'll make individual lengths after that. So my lovely wife, Natalie,
hey guys,
is going to help me out with this because it is kind of a two-person job. So you want to go ahead and hit that on speed 4. A little bit of a learning curve. Here we go. So when we get to about this little 3-inch mark here, that's when you're going to pinch it off and give yourself enough room to kind of wiggle it down. Hey buddy, this is how the sausage is made, okay? So at this point, you can twist them into sections, you can leave them long, you can try to coil them. Realistically, as long as they're cooked, everything's going to be delicious, and you can do whatever you want with it after that. I like to leave them long and then just portion them out for everybody. So we're going to go ahead and get another casing on and do another one. Alright, so our sausages are done. We've got our smoker warming up right now. We're going to set for 175. We're going to smoke this for probably about 2 to 3 hours, and then when we're ready to actually eat, we're going to crank that heat up to about 300 just to finish them off, and then we'll be ready to eat. So, we'll see in a minute. Alright, so our sausage is done resting. I'm going to go ahead and grab it, and we're going to go ahead and eat it. Probably good size, right? What do you think? Ooh, look at that cross section. You want to get close up on that? That's real good rendering. You can tell that the slices are actually all the way through the sausage. The casing has a nice snap to it, even just cutting through it. But that's pretty dope. We're just gonna go with one naked bite real quick and see how it goes. No toasted bun. Normally you do it with a baguette, but this is fine. Cheers. That's a damn good sausage. This is absolutely amazing. I would encourage anybody who's got a KitchenAid stand mixer to try it. If you can't or you're too worried about it, go buy some linguica and give this a shot, because this is amazing. In fact, I got some of the Santa Maria salsa that we did from our tri-tip episode, which if it hasn't come out, you'll see it then. I'll get a little bit in there for a bite. Let's see how it goes. That's it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Put the sausage in your mouth. Have a good one. We love you.